Welcome to the Upland Racing Series Blossom Season Finals, brought to you in part by the Upland Racing League and by the Metaverse Racing News Network.
Welcome everybody back. Here we are again except for this time, we are talking Upland Racing Series. And of course, I've got the one, the only X1, the gamer, joining us for today's finals in this Champion Series race. Super excited for it. X1, how you doing, sir?
Fantastic. I'm excited. We're championship circuit round 2. It's we're getting ready for Genesis, the Genesis season, the Genesis finals. This is the beta of the championship circuit that's still happening. And this is it. This determines who is going to be in those finals for the first beta season of championship circuit. And then we've just got a 2-month break after that. I don't even think it's 2 months, it's like a month and a half before we kick off. We come out of beta and it is the full championship circuit racing. So it's exciting. There's a lot on the line here today.
Oh, you ain't a kidding. And we have some massive racers up in that top leaderboard um, that, obviously that just run around Upland racing everything and everyone they can. And so it's super exciting to see all of the participation that took place, especially it looked like everything kind of jumped up a little bit for the Blossom season. So very, very excited to be a part of it and very excited to race myself today. So uh, great to see. Great to see.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time. So last time we're in the cafe, or the plaza rather, inside of
Mhm.
Upland, but we're also on Twitter. So this is our first time
We
streaming this live to Twitter. This is
Uh,
exciting.
we are on Twitter and of course the cafe and as well as our MRNN YouTube channel. So we are live in all kinds of places. We're getting the crowd involved. We're ready to get going and ready to race. We're super excited about it. With that said, I do want to go ahead and take a quick look at the track because we are on a brand new track. It's the New York Speedway. It is a monument track in New York City, going through downtown, checking out all the monuments and all the big buildings and racing through the city. It's a spectacular track, um, huge, 6.03 miles, making it the longest track in Upland right now. Uh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. And if you guys have not had a chance to check out this track, highly recommend you go over and do so. One of the most unique things about this monument and this monument track is there are times as you're racing. First of all, it's downtown Manhattan, so it's built up. There's buildings everywhere. It's absolutely beautiful. But there are times where you're on the track and there are multiple landmark structures on the screen. There's multiple landmarks in view. You're flying past them. It's truly a one of a kind experience and a one of a kind track inside of Upland.
It is, of course, and when I say massive 6 miles, we're talking 28 turns. There's some really fast sections. There's some slow sections. There's some tricky turns. It really is a fun track. You get a little bit of everything on it. So super excited to see some really good racing today.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how players handle this because this one, it being so long, I think opens it up to a variety of strategy. Do you take the lead at the beginning and try to keep everybody from catching you? Do you wait till the end? What do you do here? How do you handle those turns? When do you use your boosts on the straightaway? It's going to be fascinating to see everyone's strategy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So I did go ahead and post in the drivers channel chat. So the way we work this is we put up a drivers channel on the URL server that's exclusive to the drivers of the race, and that's where we communicate with codes and all that stuff. So we already have a listing in there. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over here, and we'll talk about who's running in heat number one. We have Sheehan Raza, which is not racing, unfortunately. Had a little incident with Upland last night, so they are out of the race. But JH 2271 will be starting this heat for us, along with San Mahoney, Phalos, Maddox, and Ram 2024 going into the heat number one. So J.H. Tolton has already been given the go ahead to start the lobby. So hopefully we will get a code posted here shortly and get this race underway.
Yeah, let me ask you, Matt Chef, you know some of these racers, you see them. I mean, these are the cream of the crop. Do you have any predictions here? Do you have any favorites coming out of this?
I mean, honestly, you're right. I mean, when you say the cream of the crop, and I actually said it in the driver's channel last night when I was welcoming everybody. The cream definitely rises to the top in these types of occasions, and this is definitely the case. JH 2271 in there. I believe he's ranked third in the world. San Mahoney in there, of course, who is a URL champion driver. Phalos, who also is a champion URL pro. Maddox doesn't really race the circuits a whole lot, but
Mm,
races just in general a lot. So really, really good racer. Same with Ram 2024. Really, really good racer. It's really going to be tough to nail down any one favorite. I think San Mahoney probably has to be up there in the favorites, along with Phalos as well. They both really good drivers and very consistent when they do drive.
yeah, absolutely. While we wait for racers to jump in, have you had a chance to go around the track here, the Monument track, the New York Speedway? What are some of the tips you may have for players, or what do you expect to see from racers today there?
So yeah, I've done quite extensive practice around this track. I can tell you that there is only a handful of spots where you can use a good boost.
Mm,
You have to be very careful, especially around turns 23 through 28. There is a slow section in there, and if you're not in the right lane, you can get passed very quickly on the insides of those turns if it's done correctly. So it is a very tricky track. Going in, there's a nice straightaway between 10 and 11,
mm,
but you got to time it just perfect because that there's a little tiny S turn right at the end of that straight, which is
yeah.
turn number 11, and it'll hold you up really really quickly.
Interesting. Yeah, no, and I mean, look at just right out the gate, you got turn 1 and 2, which is basically what a 180-degree turn there off the bat, which I think is difficult. And then between turns 5 and 10, I think is pretty tricky, and you're going to see a lot of skill come in those steps on that part of the track as well.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see.
So for everybody that's watching on Twitter, maybe you don't know Upland, maybe you've not seen us before, but welcome. This is the Upland Championship Circuit Series, and players inside of Upland race every single season to make it to the finals here. This is the finals. This will determine the winners. This is the cream of the crop, and it's a blast. In fact, last season, this was one of my favorite highlights of the season, was doing this race, being on with you, Mass Chef, and the excitement, the atmosphere. It's race day.
Yeah, yeah. I can't tell you. I live for race day. That's just I spend my entire week prepping for it, whether it's you know prepping the live streams or prepping on the track and doing my due diligence on the tracks. I This is the day that I live for every week, and it's definitely the day that I live for when we have the added bonus of having an Upland Racing Series race on top of it. So uh, I love it.
Yeah.
Definitely something I look forward to all the time.
Yeah, 100%. And while we wait to get started here, for those of you that don't know, this is our second season championship. We are in beta for this first season. So a season or for a circuit rather, the championship circuit, when we come out of beta, it will basically be a year-long circuit, a year-long contest that happens with each season players being able to race against each other to get points onto the leaderboard, with the finale coming during Genesis week each and every single year. The top prizes will obviously be there. So we've ran this short circuit this year for 2 seasons now. as a beta to test it, to see how it goes, what works, what doesn't work, to see how the racers respond, how the players inside Upland respond. And so far, I think the response has been pretty positive. We have made some tweaks, and we're going to make some tweaks after this is all said and done. That's the purpose of the beta. But I'm very excited to see season in and season out once we leave beta this summer during sizzle season, and have, this ongoing contest with
Hmm.
the championship circuit and the leaderboard there.
Right, absolutely. Now, if I'm not mistaken, so there is no season for Genesis season this year,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
But there will be a season for Genesis Week next year. Is that
So,
correct or no?
so no, Genesis is the Genesis season is basically the month off, or the season off, because the finals happen during Genesis week,
Oh,
which every
gotcha.
year, which is at the first, at the start of the Genesis season. So,
Got it. Okay, cool. That's awesome. All right. Looks like we got some players stuck in. We accidentally made it the qualifier and put in the qualifying lap for the heat race, which was an accident. But now we have some players that are kind of stuck. So
all right. So we'll
yeah.
wait for
So
we'll
we're
wait
just
for
we're just waiting on it.
Yeah, so was there any big differences between this season and last season? Did we see some new racers come up? Was it more competitive? Was there adjustments being made to strategies on how to get on the leaderboards? What are your thoughts there?
I like the fact that it was public racing this time
Mhm.
and not private. So that made, I think, a huge difference. And I saw a lot of I did see a lot of new racers kind of come on the scene a bit. So that was really cool to see. Other than that, I know that it's funny because everybody kind of starts up and has this frenzy of race, 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 race uh, for a couple of weeks during the beginning of the season, and then it kind of slows down a little bit, and people have things to do and whatever, and then a week to go or 2 weeks to go before the end of the season, and all of a sudden it ramps back up again, and then you get into the last few days before the finals or before the season closes, and it's just mayhem. You can log in there any time of the day or night, and there's 4 or 5 races all going on at the same time, and it's just crazy. So it's really cool to see the progression of how racing is going. As far as strategy and stuff like that goes, I know my strategy really didn't change a whole lot between last season and this season, um, but I think I haven't really seen a really big change in the mechanics as far
Mm,
as the
sure.
driving is concerned.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm super excited to see consumables come along. I
Yeah.
think that's going to be awesome. I saw the update on the Upland main Discord channel the other day that had the one of the things that was listed on there as part of the update was a consumables update. I'm super excited to see that and see how that goes and how it plays out throughout the season, and how that is going to change racing strategies moving forward through through the next full season that we run into.
Yeah, this is the last season without consumables, actually. So it's going to be interesting to see how it evolves going forward. For those of you that don't know what consumables are, consumables in racing will be legits that players can burn during a race to give them an added boost or an advantage in that race. So we do have the max performance score that we brought in this season. Basically, it's a limit that says, hey, this is the max performance score for this race. Let's say that's 500. So maybe you select a top car that's 500 and then you don't get to use any consumables, or maybe you select a lesser car and then you have points left over to use consumables in the race, and you use that strategy of, hey, I'm going to use these consumables. What's going to be very interesting is I think that means that the meta, there's more opportunity for the meta each season to really change. Like each season, players will hone in on the overall meta for racing. Hey, the meta this season is, for instance, I'm just talking hypothetically here, but the meta for this season is vans with these 3 consumables. These are the best consumables to use, or these 2 consumables. And we'll see it change and adjust season in and season out on different racetracks. I'm sure will really start to have their own metas. Like maybe a consumable works really well on one racetrack, but not another. Maybe a car works really well on one racetrack, but not another.
Hmm.
It's going to add a lot of depth to racing, that I think will make the entire championship circuit and the season racing even more exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're just waiting everybody to get started here.
So quick update. We are going to move ahead with heat number 2 since heat number 1 is currently stuck. So we're going to move ahead to heat number 2. We'll do it first, and then we'll run heat number 1. Um, let's see if we can get heat number 2 set up fairly quickly here. Um,
And this is all part of the beta process. This is why we do these in beta, to work out the kinks. And when we come out of beta, things should roll full
yeah.
blast.
Well,
So
I did notice that it does seem that every time there is an update, there is some sort of update to the racing as well. So, I think that's a really good thing, which means that constantly improving on the back end of the racing app, and the racing in general. So, kudos to the Upland team for doing that. I know it's greatly appreciated by the community that I'm associated with. So, very cool.
yeah, and I think we have record viewers at this point for this season's finale, which is awesome. It's amazing. Welcome everybody to the championship circuit season finale for Blossom season. Blossom season was really fun. It's our second season since we've revamped the season, since we've reworked the seasons, and it's super exciting. If you missed the finale or the finals for season 1, you're in for a real treat. The races are exciting. Seeing who does what. Last season race, I mean, Mass Chef, you came from behind on 2 of those races. Made it really, really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't really changed my strategy a whole lot. So hopefully we'll be able to do it again today, but we'll see.
Cool. Yeah,
Uh,
and just let me know. I've entered the code here, so just let me know when
yeah.
I'm good to enter the
All
race. And
right. We do have a code for heat number 2, so if we can get heat number 2 racers in there, that would be fantastic. And I'll just quickly bring that up on the screen here so we can see who the heat number 2 racers are. We have Metaspook, Akaprapi, Matsuda, myself, Wander 1976, and DC Sub 22A, all coming into this race. So hopefully we can get it started without any errors here.
yeah, while we wait to get started, maybe I'll read some comments here from chat. Ace696 over on Twitter says, "Congratulations to all racers that put the hard yards to get the championship 100%. Sokua, apologies if I mispronounced that, but you've got a way cool block explorer over on not that one, the next one. Says, also, I want to thank everyone that raced on my track during this season. There was a lot of it. Absolutely. That's one thing that players may not realize. When you race and you stake for racing on speedways, a portion of the stake, the UPIX, goes to the speedway. It's a great way to support those speedway owners and their creations.
For
So
sure.
huge shout out to everybody, and
For
thank
sure.
you for that.
So it looks like we do have all 6 racers in the race at this time.
All
So if
right.
you'd like to go ahead and enter your code, and we will put your screen up on the board here.
Oh. Here we go. I believe we are loading into the race. All right, you can see here are our racers: Akacrappy, DC Soup, Mass Chef, of course, Matsudar, Metaspook, and Wanderer 1976. Good luck to everybody. We will be starting the race here shortly and be able to observe and check it out in spectator.
All right, here we go.
And good luck to all of our racers. This is it. I used to run track, and before a race, you get so nervous, and then that gun goes off, and there's no time to be nervous. The
I know, right?
adrenaline kicks in, and your decision making just gets quicker. It's fun. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the excitement here. I'm feeling the nerves of the racers.
I'm just hoping we can get a nice clean start here. Hopefully nobody errors out and everybody's able to get into the race. I know sometimes when we have a lot of these racers getting in on the track that it does happen. And of course, if it happens, then we call it an engine trouble, and you place kind of where you place. So Good luck to everyone. We hope you can get in and get your race on here.
Good luck, and everybody, get ready for a treat. If you've never seen the New York Speedway, you're in for it. I'm jealous. This is your first time. I'm envious because it's an absolute beautiful speedway, and you really are in for a treat, truly.
All right, nobody do anything. We're just waiting for the system to catch up here. So don't exit out of your screen. Don't close your app. Don't do anything crazy like that. We want to make sure that everybody kind of stays in there. Sometimes this takes a couple of minutes. This is completely normal. But we want to try to get everybody in there.
Yeah. And so what has become the top car this season? Has any car stood out?
The Stock Car Pro is definitely the top car. I will say the UK edition and the Miami edition S1Rs are very competitive. I think the UK edition is the fastest car in Upland right now, and so it is very competitive. The Miami edition is comparable to the Stock Car Pro. I believe they have pretty much the exact same speed, but so they are very competitive. But Stock Car Pro cars, for sure, 90% of the racers are racing those.
Yeah, I remember last season it seemed like the UK S1 was the favorite, and I actually think did the UK S1 win? Who won what car won last season?
It was the UK. It was Phalos at a UK edition. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And he's in this heat as well. So.
Oh, there we go.
And of course, with his UK edition, I can see it just in front of my car when I look. Hopefully, we can get started here pretty soon. There we go.
There we go. All right, everybody. Good luck. Here we go. And we are on Metasfook. This is his takes that first turn on the wide. Looks like we're fighting for lanes, and Matsudar takes the lead there. Let's come out here to top-down view and see what have we got. Matsudar in first, Metasfook in second, and Wanderer 1976 in third. DC Sup 22A. Mass Chef actually just took that over for fourth place. We got Acrocroppy holding up the end there. We can take a look at some of these players and see where they're at. We'll take a look at Acrocroppy there, holding on to the with the UK edition there. We're coming up to some of the steps here, the first step section of the New York Speedway. Let's actually come down into the view. I love coming into this section. You can see it's just absolutely beautiful. Matsudar uses a boost there. Looks like he times it really well coming around that first turn. He's at going over 200 kilometers at the moment. You can see right here's my favorite part of the track. Two landmarks right there. You've got Grand Central Station and you've got Rockefeller Plaza. Absolutely beautiful. We're about to go past them now. Matsudar holding on to that lead at the moment. Wanderer 1976 coming in second place, and Metasfook right behind him. And then we've got Mass Chef, DC Sup, and Acrocroppy in the last three there. There's that nice little S turn. We've got a few of those on this track, and it'll be interesting to see how players handle that going forward. I mean, so far so good. Looks like, let's check in here. Matsudar out in the lead. Can he maintain this position? This is a pretty difficult turn. Takes it on the far lane. Seems to be favoring the left lane so far in this race. And we'll see. There he goes. He switches over to the right when I said that. Very competitive between Wanderer 1976 at the moment and Metasfook. And we'll see. We are coming up to the end of lap one here. This is a 3-lap race. This is the first heat of the finals. To determine who will be in the finals, we'll take the top 3. We'll make it into the finals and determine the points for the championship circuit leaderboard. You can see players taking these turns very carefully. Matsudar still out ahead at the moment. Can anyone catch him? Let's take a look at Mass Chef here. Let's actually come in because you could see what a beautiful, beautiful track this is. This is a monument track. Mass Chef making his move here on the straightaway across the finish line, right behind Wanderer and Metasfook now. 2, 3, and 4 is very competitive coming into lap 2 here. We're going to see, can they close the gap between their places and Matsudar? Let's take a look at DC Sub in 5th place here, and Akrakapi in 6th. Let's take a look at our leader and take a look at that top-down view, see how he's doing it. Can he maintain this? So far, so good. Strategy seems to be get out ahead, maintain the lead, don't let anyone catch you. It'll be interesting to see, though. Can he maintain that? It does look like Metasfook's catching up here. Then we've got Wanderer and Mass Chef right behind. Very competitive. We're halfway through lap 2. Well, not quite halfway through lap 2. And we'll see who makes their move when, who uses their boost, who has boosts left. Have they been wasted? Or not wasted, but have they been used up already? Will be very interesting. And again, I love peeking in at this part of the track, the New York Speedway. This is why it's a monument track. This is why it's used for these finals. You've got 2 landmarks on your screen at the same time. It's one of the best looking tracks, I think, in all of Upland. It's historic. Just those landmarks alone make it super, super valuable. So coming up to some S turns here. Matsudar still holding on to that lead. Let's pull out and see how it looks here. 2nd place, Wanderer 1976 and Mass Chef fighting for that 3rd place spot right there. Although 3rd place is not too far behind 2nd place. It's going to be very competitive, like I said, coming into. It does look like Akrakapi has fallen off a little bit here in 6th place with DC Sub 22 in 5th place. Let's check in on our 1st place winner. He's coming up to the last portion of the track, and we're going to be entering our last lap here shortly. So far, so good. Look, you can see the camera isn't even tall enough to get past some of these buildings. This is Manhattan. This is New York. This is the New York Speedway, and it's exciting. Let's take a look at ground view. You can see just the amount of buildings on this track. You got a car actually off there in the distance. Let's see, how does he handle these S turns right here? Are pretty tricky. He seems to handle them well. He seems to favor Matsudar this left-hand side of the track. Let's check in on Metasfook, see what he's doing, how he's handling these turns. Looks like you can see Matsudar just right in front of him. He is changing to that right lane, making some moves here. It looks like Wanderer 1976 seems to be taking those same lanes, and we'll check in on Mass Chef here right behind. We've got everybody 1 through 4, very competitive for this first heat. Very interesting. Entering in lap 3 here. Best lap, Metasfook. Best lap for Wanderer as well. Everybody's just picking up their speed going through here. We are in lap 3 of 3. This is it. This is for all the marbles. This is to decide who makes it to the finals from this qualifying heat. Remember, 3 players, top 3, got to get a top 3 spot to finish here on this. Sure to be good. Oblando in chat says, driver, use your oil slicks. Absolutely. Let's check in on 1st place here. Matsudar has led the entire way. Is he able to maintain this? Looks like so far so good. Will be very interesting to see. Metasfook in 2nd place, just right behind actually. 1 mistake by Matsudar on a turn. We'll see, does Metasfook use a boost? Does he have a boost left? Will be interesting to see. And then you can see Mass Chef and Wanderer 1976 just fighting for that 3rd spot right now. It's very close there. Again, 1 mistake and the whole order can change up here. We've got Akrakapi and DC Sup still in the race here as well. But let's check in. We're coming up to the S turn here. We're coming up to the 2nd half of this first heat on the last lap. Matsudar still managing to hold on to that lead, changing to the far left lane there as he comes into this S turn. Ooh, that was some slick lane changing there. He went far left to far right and back to far left again. Let's see, is Metasfook making any changes here? Nope, hugging that far left lane. We've got Wanderer and Mass Chef. You could see them there right next to each other. Is Mass Chef able to catch him here coming in to the end? Not much time left. Metasfook, this is a hard turn that he's taking here. Can he catch Matsudar? Is anyone going to catch Matsudar coming in to the end of lap 3? Very exciting. We're probably going to watch 3 and 4. It's very close. Wanderer 1976 still able to hold on to that third place spot. He just used his boost. He's coming up. He's right behind second place here. We may get some swaps in order. Mass Chef still behind him in fourth place there. Now it looks like there may be a race here at the end for second and third place. Wanderer making some lane changes. Very interesting. Can they pull it off? Matsudar coming up to the final here, to the finish line. These are tricky turns right here at the end. Tricky turns at the end on the final lap. Wanderer's making another boost. Can he catch second place? Matsudar has finished. He was able to hold everybody off. Looks like Metasfook is going to take second, and Wanderer takes third. Mass Chef coming in just behind in that fourth place. What a race, though. Interesting to see the strategy there. Matsudar took off at the beginning. Nobody was able to quite catch him, held everybody off for the entire race. And there you have our first 3 finalists, Matsudar, Metasfook, Wanderer 1976. Congratulations. We will see them in the finals.
All right. And Wanderer got me. He was holding 2 boosts at the last lap there, and I thought he only had 1 left. And so I was trying to keep up with it. I was holding mine. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, congratulations to everybody. Yeah. That was a race well done. A lot of fun.
Absolutely. That was spectacular.
JH22 says, great race. Well done, Matsudar. Absolutely. Really kind of set the pace there. The entire race was exciting to see. Ace 696 says, well done to the top 3. Amen. And we will get ready for our other heat to decide the next 3 finalists. That was fun. Rodrigo says, nice race in the metaverse. Absolutely 100%. Nice race in the metaverse. Amen. Let me actually pull up on the back end here so we can. Oh, actually, I won't. I think Mashev, you'll handle the screens. Then I can close mine. Okay, I'll close mine just to make sure that we're good there. Welcome, everybody. We're closing in on 400 viewers during this finals, during the Blossom Season Championship Circuit finals here. Welcome to everybody. It's an exciting time. If you've not checked out Racing in Upland, what are you doing? Go check it out. You can see it's exciting. It's fun. It takes skill. I think it's super unique. The way that Upland does it is super unique. It's deceptively skillful.
It is deceptively skillful. You are absolutely right, because it's not just knowing how to switch lanes and when to use your boost, but it's really knowing the track and knowing what to do with it, and how to go about racing it. So it looks like our Heat 1 drivers are still stuck. So that's not good.
No. I've pinged we're checking it on our side. It doesn't look like there's anything that we're seeing on our side. Let's see from chat here. Oblando says, Mass Chef doing double duty. Good race to all. Yeah, that's hard. That was fun. So what is give me your analysis of that race 1? What was it like? What was the strategy that you saw there from the top 3 racers?
Well, I mean, obviously, Matsuda going in there and just, staying in the lead and being able to maintain that lead. Um, that would have been my strategy as well, except for the fact that I wasn't starting in the left side. So if you're starting on the left side of the hashes in the left lanes, you got a bit of a better takeoff from the
Mm,
start. So I got boxed in by a couple other drivers in the right side, so I was slow off the gate, and I chose not to boost out of that, which I probably should have done instead of holding it. But getting out in front and being able to not have any traffic in front of you really, really helps. And you can see by the time a 901. 022 or something like that for a time, or 901096 for a time is extremely fast on that track. I raced that track for hours over the course of the week, and the best I was able to do was a 902.222.
oh wow.
So for him to pull off a 901 like that, he was really flying. Really had some nice lines around the track, and taking the lead and keeping the lead for those 3 laps is a hard thing to do. And congratulations to Matsuda on doing that great race. So can't wait to see what happens in the finals, because we only had 5 seconds that separated first and third on that race. So and less than 2 seconds separated second and third. So
Yeah.
it's good that, once we get into the second race and see how these guys do, the finals should be super exciting. Um, now, we did try. We were going to try to instill the qualifying lap into the final race this season. However, I think it is the qualifying lap that is causing the problems with our heat one, because that was
Okay.
listed. So we're going to take the qualifying lap out of the finals race, just so we can kind of try to hopefully get through it. But they are all still stuck.
Yeah, anyone, if anyone in the URS general chat here, if you send me your usernames, devs are asking for them right now. We'll see if we can unstick you. We'll unsticky you,
Yeah,
and
so it's I
see if we
can
can-
get yeah I can actually give them to you. It's JH2271,
Yep,
Ram 2024,
got it.
Phalos,
Phalos, the man.
the man,
Uh,
San Mahoney,
okay,
and Maddox.
okay, cool. Um, yeah, we'll
So they're
get
gonna
this.
yeah we'll try to
We'll
get them to unstick us here.
Yeah, we'll get unstuck and we will complete the second heat here. I did want to read, I saw a comment from Ace696 there. He says, great to see the evolution of racing. Knowing your car and track makes a difference now. It absolutely. So, what are the odds in your experience, Mass Chef? If I come into this, let's say I've got a stock car pro, I jump into this, but I've never raced the track. How much of
It,
a disadvantage am I at?
Huge. Huge. I would say you stand very little to no chance. If you've never raced this track before and you're trying to come in here and place, you stand no chance. These racers that are at the top of this board have been on this track. The track's been open for what, 11 days now or something like that, or 10 days. And I can guarantee you that the top racers in this race have spent hours on this track over the course of the last 10 days, with no question. I know I myself have probably raced it 100 times in the last 10 days. So, um, without any practice, no chance. You stand no chance.
Yeah, so for those that are watching, and maybe they've never raced, but they want to get into racing. You are from the Upland Racing League. Why don't you share a little bit? What is the Upland
Sure.
Racing League? What should a player do if they really want to dive into racing? If they're watching, they're like, man, this is cool. I want to check this out.
Yeah, for sure. So we are the Upland Racing League. We actually started the Upland Racing League nearly 2.5 years ago,
Wow. I
which
didn't
was
realize it had been that long.
which is before there was cars even out. It was we started it the minute that cars were mentioned in Upland. They hadn't even been released yet, so we were out about almost a year before cars were even released. We were working on the Upland Racing League, getting the community involved, getting tracks, what we call sanctioned,
Hmm.
into the Upland Racing League. So what we are is we have 4 seasons of racing each year, and it is high profile, high UPIX rewards racing. It's if you can get into the league in one of our seasons, the cost per entry is expensive, but what you can earn, you can triple, quadruple your expenses with no problem. Um,
Yeah.
you know, we have we have tons of great sponsors. We have the UpX podcast, which has came on as a corporate sponsor this year. So with these huge sponsors that we have and their generosity, we are able to bring top-notch racing into Upland, and we race S1Rs, we race S1Es. We have what's called our champion season, which is the S1Rs. We have the pro season, which is S1Es. We do stock car championships, and then we are also going to be having a kart season coming up, hopefully in this next fiscal year. So, uh, if you want to be in, I encourage you to race, because and if you want to get into the Upland Racing League and you want to compete in the Upland Racing Series and be in the top tier of the racers, then get out there and practice and race. And there's a bunch of other leagues that are around that do kind of one-off races and here and there, and farm leagues here and there. I encourage you to jump into those. I know JH Tolton has a farm league that's starting up here pretty soon. That the winner of that league will get a paid entry into the URL S1E season. And that's a huge prize, because that the driver's fees for that season is 140,000 UpX for the season. So to be able to get sponsored and have a paid entry into that season for winning, going out and winning one of the farm leagues, then that's awesome. So we really want the best of the best in the URL. We really want the best of the best in the Upland Racing Series Champion Season series, and that's how you do it. Just get out there and race. Get yourself known. We have the Upland Racing Lead World leaderboard rankings over on myupland.info. You can check that out. See where you rank in the world of racers around Upland, and just compete. Just keep competing.
Yeah, let's check in with our racers. I'm being told that it looks like they should be good to go. Let's see if any of them are able to jump in to the heat. If not, we can pass it along as well. So again, for those of you who may be new to racing, this is the Blossom season finals. Finals. I wanted to say finale. I can't speak at the moment.
Right.
And this is our championship circuit. So these are the best of the best. This is our highest tier of racing that there is. Each and every single season, we have multiple tiers of racing. You can win prizes in those racing, but there's only one league that is vying for points on the championship circuit leaderboard. This is our first season of the championship circuit, or our first series where it goes through multiple seasons. So we're taking points from the frost season previously, now the blossom season, and we will run a championship during Genesis week, which is very, very exciting. And this is our beta. This is us beta testing it. It will come out of beta in sizzle season, which is in July. So that will be our first, and then it will run basically all year, players vying for those points on the coveted championship circuit leaderboard, season in and season out. And that's going to be interesting. And that'll be with consumables. So racing, you think racing has evolved and advanced already? Imagine when consumables come, it's going to be a whole other game there.
Yeah.
So it does look like some players are still stuck rather. Devs are looking into it. They can see that. They're going to see if there's anything that we can do to pop them free here, so we can continue with our championship circuit racing. We do have top 3 qualifiers. Matt Chef, maybe who are the 3 that we know are in the finals right now?
So our top 3 qualifiers at the moment are going to be Matsuda R, Metashpook, and Wander 1976. They have all qualified for the final race, and we'll be ready to go with that as soon as we can finish up heat number 1 here. Hopefully, we can get them unstuck here pretty soon. But so what happens is for those of you who don't know, we follow the Upland Racing League kind of way of doing races. So we have the top 12 qualifiers, which was the top 12 on the leaderboard for the Upland Racing Series Champions circuit. And all of the odd numbered drivers get to go race in heat number one. All of the even number qualifiers race in heat number two. The top three from each of those heat races go on to the final race and race for all the marbles. So first through sixth place will be in the finals, and then Upland pays out the top 10 places. So if you're able to get into the top 10, you're earning something.
You are earning something. Not only that, more importantly, you're getting points onto that championship circuit leaderboard. I think first place gets 24 points total.
Mhm.
So first place, I mean, you could go from last to first just based on
In a heartbeat.
a
Yep.
heartbeat, just on one season. So that makes it really exciting. Let's Matt Chef, do you have the track layout
Yep.
screenshot? Let's go over that real quick and just show off for everybody. We did get a question in here for Squiddy Sachs. He says, how do I get into making upland racing tracks? Now, Matt Chef, have you had you've had the opportunity to make a racetrack, haven't you?
So I've got one track that's up and running right now. I have three more that are in queue to start whenever they get activated. The structures are built. So there is a website that you can go to that will give you the where to go to start your track. It is a JSON map file that you have to upload. To get your track in there. I was just looking to see if I could find it quickly.
Yeah, so you actually go in and you map it out yourself. You can be anywhere where Upland has properties, where you have properties, where Upland has cities open. Just got to make sure your property fits the racetrack structure, the speedway structure rather, and then you can map it out from there. There's a lot of really interesting racetracks that have been created as a result. This racetrack is a monument track. Now, some of you might be asking, well, what's the difference between a monument racetrack and a standard racetrack? Well, the monument racetracks are tied to a monument in Upland. So think of monuments as landmarks on steroids. And each and every single season, the monuments host the finals for the championship circuit. So they are we've said creme de la creme because I like that word. We're going to say it again. They're the creme de la creme of the racetracks. They're kind of the big boy official racetracks where the finals are held, and that's what the New York Speedway is. Now the New York Speedway is brand new this season as a monument, as a speedway. And if you're just joining us now and you didn't get to see the first heat, absolutely beautiful landmarks. I mean, it's New York. It's truly a one of a kind city. It's a one of a kind city inside of Upland, and it's a one of a kind racetrack. 28 different turns, incredibly difficult, incredibly strategic, and it's the New York Speedway. It is what it is. It's the longest racetrack in Upland at the moment.
Yes, it is, and so it beats out Lucille by I think a little over a half mile.
Wow.
As far as the being the longest track. So I just dropped in chat a link to go to for track submissions. It is on the old Upland website, but the information is still there, and you can read through that and see how to submit your racetrack into Upland. Kind of gives you the ins and outs and what to do and what not to do as far as when you're laying out your track. So that information is in there for you.
Yep. And for everybody over on Twitter, I just copied that over to the Twitter chat as well. We've officially passed over 400 viewers. So this is definitely setting all kinds of records here in our second season of the Blossom Championship Circuit finals. I want to say finale, but it's not. It's the finals.
It is the finals. Yes.
It's the finals.
Yes.
So it looks like we're still waiting.
Yeah, we're still stuck.
Yeah, it looks like devs are we're going to ask players to join again here in just 1 second. So stay tuned. Once they let me know, we'll ask them to rejoin and we can get rolling here with our second heat. We've got top 6 compete total in the finals.
So while we got a minute here, are you able to tell us anything about consumables when they're coming, how they're gonna anything?
No, but I can say for those that are coming to Genesis Live, there may be something to see there in person with
Ooh.
consumables. So
Oh, there you go. There you have it, folks. You heard it right here. Genesis Live. Those of you who are there. Unfortunately, I'm not able to make it this year, but for those of you who are there, you got to hit me up and let me know. Shoot me a message on Twitter. I want to know what these consumables are. So
yeah,
and,
so
and
even though you won't be there, you guys will still be streaming the finals, our first beta championship series.
we
We're
will.
actually going
Yes,
to be putting it up on the screen for everybody to see live in person. It's going to be very exciting to have a live audience.
it'll be awesome.
You won't be able to see the live audience from your side, but we'll take I'll be
Uh,
there taking videos of everybody watching you guys on the big screen. The atmosphere is going to be unreal. I'm very excited for that.
I'll be there in spirit, 100% for sure. For sure. All right.
Yep. So I'm getting word back from devs. Just a few more minutes, everybody, and we should have this cleared out and unstuck and good to go, and we can continue with it. So what Matt Chef, what was your idea for Upland Racing League? What made you want to start? Because like you said, you started before
Yeah.
cars were even a thing in Upland.
So it was actually Dak is the brainchild behind it. I joined in basically immediately right away because Dak and I are we're partners in the Upland Construction Company too. So
Mm,
so it was kind of a natural thing for us to just dive into it and see what we were doing. So um, honestly, we knew cars were coming. It was announced that cars were coming. In that announcement, I believe there was a little hint about possible racing at some point,
mm.
and so we were like, "Hey, all right." And so yeah, so we just kicked it off. We invited, if we started off with a few key players. Elijah Judah is one of the first ones. Matsuda was in as one of the first ones in. Um, and there's just so many really cool people to name that really came in and helped us out and really kind of helped take charge of the community and take charge of how we were going to operate and do things and so it was a really huge collective from a few dedicated people who wanted to see racing succeed in as much as we did.
Yeah, no, that's exciting. So that first season when racing first started, what was it like? And then compared to now?
So it really is comparing apples to oranges, right? Because
Mhm.
our first season, we started off with the champions season, the first season that we could see a race car on the track. You couldn't control it. It was
Mm.
all done, AI or whatever was,
Yeah,
on it back.
there wasn't even lane shifting,
It,
braking, nothing.
yeah, no, there was nothing. You couldn't shift lanes. You couldn't brake. You couldn't, you boost. Nothing. There was, it was just a plain thing. So uh, it that compared to where we are now, like I said, it's just it's a complete, apples to oranges comparison because what you can do now and seeing the strategies evolve and we see a lot of team racing strategies that are evolving in the URL. We've got 3 teams that are in there that really strategize and really try to make up how they're going to determine the outcome of each race. So I think team racing is going to be huge. It seems to be getting bigger and bigger each season. So super excited to see that because that brings in um, another strategy to the game, right? Now that you have a teammate on the track with you, so that changes things as well. So yeah, I think that the evolution has just been spectacular.
Yeah, that's that. I agree. It's exciting, and I'm very excited for consumables. I think we all are excited for consumables, like we said, just to add that depth to racing. So, as a car guy yourself, steeped in racing here, what's your favorite car to race with? It may not be your fastest car, but what's your favorite car?
My favorite car is my S4R. I,
Mm.
I just like it. I mean, it just reminds me of a little souped up, compact car. You see, doing, the drifting and that's just what I imagine when I see it. So, it's fun for me to race that little car. It doesn't go very fast, but comparatively to the stock cars and the S1s and whatever. Um, but it doesn't skid very easily. It takes a lot for it to skid.
Mm.
So you can take corners on the insides very easily with that one, a little bit more easily than you can with some of the faster cars. But yeah, it's just fun. I like it. It's just cool.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Very,
it's
it's very nostalgic for me. It reminds me of when I was in my younger day. I had an older Honda Accord coupe that I had all souped up and decked out and lowered to the ground and whatnot. So that's what it reminds me of.
oh, that's was that your first car then?
No, actually, that was like my third car.
Oh, really? What was your
Yeah.
what was your first car?
My first car was a 1975 Ford Granada four-door hand-me-down from my brother that he got from my mother when she decided that she wanted to get rid of it. So by the time I got it, it was beat up. It had 270,000 miles on it when I got
Wow.
it.
270.
Yeah, it had a slant six motor that the choke was out on in the carburetor. So in order to start it, you had to pop the hood, take the air filter off, put, put your hand over the carburetor to choke it manually, put a screwdriver on the master cylinder to start it, and then you had to move your hand really quick because little flames would shoot up out of the carburetor when it started
That is
because it was
hilarious.
burning off the fuel.
Hey,
So
well, no one could steal it, right? Like, it made
no
it
one could
impossible.
steal it
You had
for
to
sure.
know the secret.
Yeah, nobody wanted to steal it, believe me. Uh, but
That's funny.
yeah, so that was my first car, and strangely enough, so I got it when I was let's see, in 1986, so it was already, 8 years old by the time I got it. I sold it in 1989. I drove it for about 3 years. I sold it in 1989, and I actually sold it for more than my mother bought it for in 1975, brand new,
Wow.
with almost 300,000 miles on it.
Wow. Why? Just because at that point it had become more
Well,
of a
I
collector's item, or
I
what happened?
no, I just think at that point, the value of cars had gone up to the point
Mm,
where, the economy was kinda getting a little bit better
yeah.
and whatever, you had made it through the pre-80s of the downturn of the economy, and the economy started getting better, so I think the value of the vehicle, my mother bought it for, like, $5,100 brand new
Oh,
in
wow.
1975.
Wow.
I sold it for $6,000 in 1989.
Used,
So
not brand
used.
new.
No,
Whoa.
yeah, used and beat to shit.
So my first car that I drove was also hand me down in high school, 16. It was a blue GMC van. Remember those big boxy vans?
Yep,
They
I
were like
do.
perfectly squared. Everybody had one. Like, all families
Yep,
had one. They had bench seats in the back, and
yep.
so I drove that. And then the first car that I bought was, I think I was 17 or 18, and I saved up for it. And it was a Chevy S10.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Used Chevy S10. I got really lucky because there was an older gentleman who lived next to us and was just looking to get rid of it, but he had taken great care of it, hardly any miles on, and just gave it to me for super, super cheap. And I did the same thing though. When you're a teenager, you just beat the crap out of
Oh, yeah.
cars.
Just totally bashed the crap out of it.
Yeah. Everybody that's tuning in here for the first time, welcome. We're just waiting. Should just be another short while here. Actually, let's check in with the players mess.
I just
Chef.
did, yeah, JH said that his is not released yet as of 3 minutes ago.
Okay, yeah. So it looks like still waiting. Let's see, as of 7. Let me follow up here real quick with the devs and see where they're at, and we will go from there. But welcome. This is the Blossom Racing season finals for our championship circuit. We have broken all kinds of records today with viewership, so thank you for coming and hanging out. Make sure you give the Upland Racing League a follow over on Twitter if you're watching there. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. If you're in the cafe, hello, and not the cafe. I keep saying cafe. I mean plaza. Hello and welcome, and thank you for being here. Appreciate it. But yeah, check out the Upland Racing League if you liked that first race, you like what you're seeing. Then Upland Racing League is probably the place for you. I just got an update. Should be shortly. Looks like they're unlocking. They're going through one by one and unlocking them
Oh,
as we
nice.
speak.
Okay, cool.
Now there are issues here. As we do any of these live streams, it's always hard to go live. This
Yep.
is beta, and this is exactly why we're in beta for racing. To go through and work out some of these kinks with racing before we open up. We go out of beta for our season racing and our seasonal racing in the summer. So this is actually the second to last race. Actually, this is the last season race before Genesis. We'll take the Genesis season off. We'll have the finals there, but then the season will be off. And then Sizzle season in July is when we will start the official year-long journey path to the championship and the championship circuit.
Nice.
So
Cannot wait. Cannot wait.
yeah, absolutely. For everybody there may be some new viewers here. Let's review the mashup if you'd like to the track again and just go over it and go over. Now this is the New York Speedway. First time you saw this, Mass Chef, what stood out to you immediately?
Immediately, what stood out to me was basically the section between 23 and 28. Seeing all those turns in there, I was like, "Oh Lord, that's going to be crazy." And it's funny because we were doing some practice sessions with a couple other guys, and there is a spot in there where if you do it correctly, you can do a block out and pass in the slow lane, which is not something that's normally able to be done. But it's only in one spot, and if you do it, and it has to be done correctly. If you miss it even by a little bit, you get knocked out, and you can't catch back up. But
Wow.
I was able to do it a couple of times in some practice runs, and I thought, ooh, that could be interesting.
Yeah, that could be, and that's why. I mean, that's what shows you got to know the track for sure. Now, when you go through these tracks, how do you treat it? You, for instance, stay in one lane every lap and then change lanes and see what lane does what on what
um,
corners, or are you constantly switching? How do you practice?
so in general, I've been racing for so long now that in general, I kind of can tell you how the track is going to react based on what car you're driving.
Hmm.
So I kind of know where the fast lanes are just because of experience, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I have that much experience on that track. I still run the track several hundred times, to make sure I have the right line. But in general, I go through and I spend the first time I race it, I don't really boost, I don't really do anything other than take the corners the way I think they should be
Hmm.
taken, see where the slow spots are coming out of the turns, make the adjustments from there. And then as I go along in practice, then I start to add things like, the little nuances like you can find, as I said before, between turns 23 and 28. Finding those little things as you kind of practice and go along, finding where the best boost spots are. I like to try to find corners that I can boost on because that can give you a real big advantage if you can find a corner that you can take a full boost on without skidding. Um, and there's not very many in any racetrack in Upland, so and there is not one on this particular track. There is not a single corner that you can boost on this track that'll let you go
Wow.
around it.
Wow.
So it's just like I said, it's just practice. It's just repetitive. Finding the line as you go around because the line is different depending on the car. Every car has a different line around the track. There's no two cars that are going to act the same on the same line going around. So,
Excellent.
um, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. It does look like racers are unstuck or unlocked here. So we can get ready to
All
figure out
right.
who the next three is or the final three for the final race. And get ready. I'm sure it's gonna be another exciting race. That first one was intense. The strategy
All
we
right.
saw from the first one, ladies and gentlemen, was Matt Sudar getting out in front, and then just never giving up that lead. league, not league, lead.
Lead. That's all right. I still cannot get used to saying Upland City Center.
City Center. Yeah.
I
I say
say
plaza. I just say
I
the plaza.
Yeah, I say cafe every single time, and I
Yeah,
have to
cafe.
correct myself every single time. It's annoying as hell. So, all right, we do have a code back up there, so let's get the heat number 1 drivers back in there, and I'll pop them back up here so you can just see who they are again. So we have JH2271, we have San Mahoney, Phalos, Maddox, and Ram 2024. Now I got to tell you, I have not. I've only raced Maddox a couple of times. He's a great racer. I did get a chance to race Ram 2024 quite a lot during the qualifying races up to this, and man, he- very good racer.
Mm,
So not don't doesn't race a lot in the leagues, but very good racer. Uh, and so I'm very excited to see this race to see how
yeah.
these guys do.
Yeah. See the strategy here for this second heat. How's it going to work? Who's going to, does anyone, do they switch up the strategy? Does anybody come from behind? Do they time things correctly? Where do they make their moves? Where do they drop their boosts? Going to be very, very exciting. Looks like some players are in the lobby waiting to go live here. Again, welcome everybody. Thank you very much for being here. Actually, let's check in on our numbers because we've been smashing records. We're starting to close in on 500 views.
Almost 500.
Even though there has been some technical difficulties, this is the beta. This is expected during betas. That's why we do them, so we can work out these kinks. But breaking records with viewership, thank you very much, shows that there's some desire out there, definite desire for racing. It's fun. I think it's one of the funnest things to do. There's strategy with it inside Upland. It's very unique. I think it's unique racing that doesn't exist anywhere else except here in Upland. So we're going to see the best of the best go to town and see if they can make it for the finals. And then we'll close off with the actual finals, and the final points will be determined on the leaderboard for the championship circuit, and we'll learn who our racers are, who our final racers are for Genesis, the first ever beta championship circuit finals that will be streamed live at Genesis Live in Las Vegas. Should be fun.
Yeah, should be. It's super exciting. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And last year was the first. Last year, you guys held your own championship
Yep.
during Genesis Live, because I remember I actually jumped in and joined you there at the end
Yep.
end of the race.
Yep. And we have another race going this year as well. It's not it won't be the finals, but it'll be one of the, I believe it's week 4, week 5, that we'll be doing from Genesis week as well, because a lot of our drivers will be at Genesis week. So
Very
we're
cool.
like, so we will be doing that one. It'll be another double header. Um, so we'll be doing that one, and then the Champions Series Upland Racing League finals, or Upland Racing Series finals also. So another doubleheader. Let's see. We got a couple of minutes. Looks like everybody's trying to get in. I think we're getting some. Nope, I still can't get in. Our starter was unable to get in.
Ah,
Our starter got booted,
okay.
and getting poor connection screen. Maddox also got poor connection screen. Let's see. San Mahoney's in the lobby. Ram's in the lobby. JH is in the lobby, I'm assuming, but not able to reconnect. Maddox, I don't know if he's in the lobby or not.
Okay, we devs are on it. It just takes them a few seconds. They can release people, and so they can drop them back in. Let's see.
Phalos is in the lobby, so that's good.
All right, we are filling up. Here we go.
All right. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we can get in here and get a decent start.
Oh, we should play it. We should play some music. There was some nice music playing during that race. It's like nice background. Oh, there it is. We have been going. Can you believe it's been an hour? Wow,
I know.
Time flies when you're having fun. That's so. Apologies everybody for the technical difficulties here. We're just working through this to get this other heat going. We'll see how it goes. All right, everybody should be able to join. Devs are just telling me. So if you got booted or whatever, see if you can rejoin and should be good to go. And we can get this race on its way.
All right, so it is letting me in as a spectator. So let's see how this goes here.
Very cool. Very cool.
All right, let me...
All right, this is our heat, and then we'll have our final race and be able to determine who will be at the Genesis finals live in Vegas. Well, it will be streamed live. Players won't be there live necessarily, but it will be streamed, so should be fun. And here we go. We are starting up this race. Now, remember, top 3 is the spot for this race.
All right, so we are still waiting for players. So if you didn't get a chance to get in, try again. See if you can rejoin.
Now, how do you guys run it normally? If a player isn't able to get in, it's just what it is, and that's how
it is. What it is. So and basically, like I said, any racing you have car trouble, right? You blow an engine, you blow a tire, you hit a wall, and you get knocked out. Well, that's what we call the errors. You had car trouble, you blew an engine, you weren't able to make it, something. And that's just the results of racing. It happens. So we certainly don't wish it to happen to anyone, but we can't halt everything because of it. So so we move on, and it is what it is. I know Uplando raced for us with the season, and that poor guy couldn't get his pit crew together for nothing.
The pit crew revolt, we'll call it.
I'm pretty sure they locked him in the trailer a couple of times. I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but yeah. So it's just something that happens, and we just deal with it as best as we can and move on and keep going, and hopefully they'll be able to get in on the next.
All right, here we go. We are just waiting for players. You can see we're sitting on the New York Speedway here, waiting to get started. Once we get started, here we go.
Here we go.
Actually, spoke too soon. Here we go.
Right.
Remember, top 3 make it into the finals here.
And let's see. I don't know if JH may be.
It's neck and neck there. Who pulls ahead? Ram 2024 ended up pulling ahead there.
So it looks like JH is probably aired out. So Ram 2024 gets the lead right now with Phalos in second. San Mahoney running third. Maddox in fourth. I think Maddox may also be aired out. So looks like a little bit of engine trouble for Maddox. But Ram 2024 definitely in the lead. Phalos right behind. Oh, and Phalos running with a stock car Pro Series car in this race as well. So
interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, look at 1, 2, and 3 right there. This is going to be a close race. Using the boost.
San Mahoney making a move.
Jumping to first. Ooh. Can he maintain it through that turn?
Outside of Phalos and inside of Ram to take the lead. What a move by San Mahoney. Man. And then Ram takes the lead right back on a mistake by San in the wrong lane. San trying to catch up again. And there goes.
Look at this, another position change.
Oh, my goodness. Phalos is going to get blocked out of that fast lane, it looks like, though, unless he can make a move here. Nope. So Phalos getting stuck. There he goes, able to squeeze in there in front of San Mahoney.
And we're coming up to the second part here. Some big turns on lap number 1, and talk about neck and neck. We've had a handful of position changes already.
And these guys are running super tight. This is about as tight as you can run without having skids. So this is really, really tight racing right here.
Oh, and trying to make moves here around these turns.
Phelos making a little mistake there going into that right-hand lane, but able to recover nicely and maintain the spot in second place. And yes, JH and Maddox are definitely engine trouble and probably not going to make the finals today.
Still really tight here.
But these guys are making a race of it. Boy, let me tell you.
Coming in, here we go. We're coming across the finish line here shortly at the end of lap number 1. And I mean, talk about bumper to bumper there. Slowed down. Looks like Ram jumped out ahead. Oh, took the boost at the wrong time.
With a big mistake there, making a boost at the wrong time, but going to make up with it by spinning another one. And Ram able to really capitalize on it and get a huge lead.
Yeah, Phelos really spun out there on that corner.
Yeah, that was
tripped him up pretty bad.
And San Mahoney able to take advantage of those lane changes, getting into the fast lanes, going around, and able to create a little bit of space between himself and Phelos. Ram 2024 really out to a very nice, comfortable lead now. If they're able to maintain that lead, should be pretty much a cakewalk. San Mahoney and Phelos still fighting it out. Phelos still trying to get up on it.
Yeah, a little distance there now. Not as close as that first lap, but it'll be interesting to see maybe a major mistake from Ram 2024. Can he? All he's got to do is seem like maintain it the rest of the way here, and he'll take first. Let's see what happens between San Mahoney and Phelos.
All right, San using another boost on that small straight right there. Getting around that turn pretty quickly. And Ram has just worked his way into a really, really nice lead now. And San Mahoney putting a nice gap between himself and Phelos in the third place spot as well. We still got one lap to go.
Wow, and I love watching players handle those short turns there. The lanes changing that happen so smooth. You could tell they're really well practiced.
And look at that lead that Ram 2024 has built up. There's a good 6 or 7 seconds between the first and second place now. And coming into this fast S turn, into the sharp 90 degree.
Handled that pretty well.
Very nicely done.
Yeah. Impressive. All right, we're coming up to the end of lap number 2 here. Does anybody make their move? Do they hold on to the boost? I don't know how many boosts are left. I don't think there's much. I think everybody has used up some boosts. And there we go into the 3D view. Absolutely beautiful. Again, this is the New York Speedway, guys. You see the variety in housing and houses and buildings. You see the variety in structures and structure type. You even may catch a few landmarks here as you drive by. And here we come across the finish line. This is Ram 2024, leading the way, continuing to lead the way. Really capitalized on that mistake at the end of lap 1. And we are in the third and final lap. Can Ram 2024 maintain the lead? I think as long as he doesn't make any major mistakes, I don't see him losing this lead. What happens with San Mahoney and Phelos, though?
Yeah, San Mahoney's still good, and he's maintaining quite. He's built an even bigger gap over Phelos right now in third. So we're probably going to finish pretty close to what we got right here.
Yeah, but as long as no major mistakes are made, I think that's
Yeah.
probably safe to assume your top three right now in the current positions. Ram 2024. Did you see any different strategies this time, Mass Chef, as we're going around there? Did Ram 2024 take a different strategy? What was the
Oh,
boost
there.
strategy?
Yeah, I did see Ram on that second lap did use a couple of boosts on that final straight to get that big lead. Now San Mahoney has just boosted up to get within a couple of seconds of Ram, so we'll see what they have left for boosts here. Um, and Phalos also still kind of maintaining in there, still got quite a gap between second and third.
Yeah, now is there a lot of opportunity for boost on this track? Is there really only two real
Well,
opportunities for boost?
There's three real good opportunities. There's three really good spots. One of them is you just have to be cautious with, and that's the one on the upper side of the track there. You have to be a little cautious with that one because that's got a little tricky S turn at the end of it. So as long as you time it correctly and get it done before the S turn, you're probably okay. But there's good opportunity here. I think once we get into the finals, we're really going to see some bunched up traffic going around here. Just based on what some of these times are going. I don't think any of these guys are going to hit that 901 mark, but it'll be interesting to see here because I think Ram's going to come really, really close to it.
Excellent. And that was our top time in the first heat, was that 901. Yep. So that's really the pace to beat. And we are just coming to the end of lap number 3. It does indeed look like the results will be Ram 2024, San Mahoney, and Phalos 1, 2, and 3, which will set us up nicely for the finals here and our Blossom Season Championship.
And Ram even had a boost left to go into the start with, so finishes off with a boost, so should have a really, really nice time. San Mahoney in second, Phalos in third. Our guys with car trouble still out there on the track, but not going to be able to make it.
Remind me what that time to beat was in the first one.
9:01.096.
Interesting. Yeah, will be fun to see how that goes. So we've got our finals. We've got our final players set and ready to go. 6 of them. They're all competing for that first place spot. They're all competing for those 24 points on the championship circuit leaderboard, which really, since we've only had one season, really can determine a lot here. You can either add to your points, you can jump up into the championship for Genesis season, and who knows, be the first beta championship circuit winner, be a part of making it happen, bringing it to life. And we're just waiting for the car trouble car you could see here to just finish up, almost there, and then we'll be able to start the championship race. Welcome everybody to the Blossom Season Championship Finals for the championship circuit in Upland, brought to you by the Upland Racing League. My main man, Mass Chef, here from the Upland Racing League. If you haven't yet, is there another link we can drop for players to check out the Upland Racing League? Welcome to everybody over on Twitter, on YouTube. If you're in the plaza inside of Upland, welcome. Thank you for being here. It's been a long racing day, but it's been a fun racing day, and we're going to close up here with our last and final race and go from there. Uplando is in the house. I see Tina Wilmoth in the house. Thank you for being here. Soku's here as well. Appreciate it. and just fun hanging out. Regardless, it's just fun hanging out with everybody on a Friday. Great way to end the week, to end the Blossom season. Blossom season just finished up on Wednesday for everybody. And there you can see that is the Upland Racing League Discord server. If you haven't yet, make sure you go join it. I'm going to drop it here over on the Twitter live stream as well. Go check them out for all things racing. If you haven't raced yet, if you haven't checked out racing, if you don't have a car in Upland, what are you waiting for? Go check out one of the showrooms, pick yourself up a car. There is racing each and every single season. There's racing for multiple car classes, car types. You can pretty much race no matter what car you have at this point in a season, and catch the racing bug.
All right, so Matt Suter still comes in with the lowest time with the 9:01:096 or whatever it was. So Matt Suter will be the starter for the finals in the pole position.
Excellent. Ram 2024 came in at 9:02. So just right behind there. I think we're gonna have a very close finals here. Going through that. All right. Looks like we're just getting ready, everybody. This is the finals. This determines the 24 points awarded to the first place winner, and then it goes down from there. This will determine the final spots on the championship circuit leaderboard, and will ultimately really determine who makes it to the finals for the championship circuit for our beta season here.
So we have in the finals, we have Matsuda, Metashpook, Wander 1976, Ram 2024, San Mahoney, and Phalos in the top are the top 6 drivers that have all made it to the final race.
Excellent. We've already seen some. We've seen some racing. We've seen some rubbing. If you're not rubbing, you're not racing, right? Is that the saying?
That is absolutely it. If you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing. That's
Yes.
for sure. So it's the competition is stiff, boy. Let me tell you.
Yeah, they were that last race that was super close. X1, you have to pronounce the owner of the next tracks. You have to pronounce the owner of the next track's owner. I don't know if I can
pronounce the owner of the next track's owner. I don't know what that means.
Welcome everybody. Bailey's here. JH227 is here in chat as well, who was actually in our races. Metasfook dropped for everybody who's looking to go get cars a showroom in chat in YouTube. There, he says there's cars there for under mint. So there it is right there. That's it on your screen. Go check it out. A lot of great showrooms. You can go search showrooms and go search for cars if you've not yet picked any up. Don't forget, we did drop a link in chat both on Twitter and in YouTube to the Upland Racing League Discord server. If you like racing, if you like what you're seeing today, make sure you head over and check out the Upland Racing League. It is an Upland community built from the ground up by the community for all things racing.
Okay, so they want you to say that name.
I'm gonna say Bailey.
Bailey.
How would you say it?
Bailey Kavotic?
Bailey Vitok. I'm thinking the K is silent.
Bailey. Oh, maybe. Maybe.
Metasfook asked the question, X1, any plans on changing the color of the Upland Road to make it more realistic? That's a great question. I'm not sure. I will pass that along to the racing devs and see maybe that's something. I mean, there's always improvements being made over on racing, frequent updates there. And as we come out of beta here for racing, maybe, I don't know. As far as colors go or anything, I think the priority right now is to continue improving the mechanics, the physics. The physics have changed too. That's one thing that we've not talked about on the turns, how you take them. You can skid out. Skidding didn't used to exist even. So constantly improving those. and then bringing it up. More Cheese says, "Hey guys, was watching on Twitter, came here because it felt lonely and I wanted to see comments." You could have made it not feel lonely and commented. More Cheese, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. That's the one thing. Twitter does a really good job at pushing out streams. They're clearly focusing on it, but they've not yet developed for interaction and comments. In fact, if you're on the web, you've got to actually like full screen on desktop in order to even see the comments. So I'm sure as they jump more into the live stream game, we will see that improve over time. But regardless, welcome to everybody watching, no matter where you're watching from.
All right, I'm going to try to jump in here and see how many racers we got in here. Nope, not all of them are in yet.
Okay, we're just waiting for a few. Calling all racers to the track.
There is a code in the chat channel for our drivers to jump in. Hopefully we can get everybody in here pretty quickly. Hopefully everybody, okay, it looks like all are in now. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in there as a spectator.
And ladies and gentlemen, get ready. This is it. This is the finals.
All right, here we go. This is the finals of the finals.
The finals of the finals.
Finals of the finals. And here we go. And you feel free to hit the start button whenever you're ready.
Now, just as a recap, currently leading the championship circuit leaderboard coming into this race is Phalos. He's got 30 points. So sorry, first place is for 30 points. Apologies. Shion Raza is coming second, 25. Meshef, you've got 20 points in third. XAOC, we've not seen today at all, has 18. Metaspook has 15. Acroproppy has 12, and then it goes from there. So really, first place it's up in the air. Anybody can take it.
For sure.
Hey,
all right.
Is this the built-in stream? The built-in.
It is.
Oh,
yeah.
It's good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's good enough. All right, here we go, guys. The moment we've all been waiting for. The finals.
See if we can get a clean start here, hopefully.
Yeah, now are all the cars in this one? I did not see. Is everybody running with the Stock Car Pro?
I believe so.
So this last season we did have some, I think, Series 1 UK in the finals. This one, though, all the Stock Car Pros have really come to the top on the New York Speedway, and here we go.
And we are off with the finals of this 2024 Blossom Seasons Championship. And Matt Suter getting off to a decent start. Nobody really using a boost yet, but let's see if anybody kicks one into gear here.
Yeah, San Mahoney takes that first place spot from Matt Sudar. Seems to be really bottlenecking now. They both boost at the same time.
San Mahoney going to use a second boost to get off to a good lead there. Matt Suter going to conserve his. Ram 2024 holding in third place. Phalos in fourth. Wanderer in fifth. Metaspook in sixth. Fourth, fifth, and sixth are really still pretty tight. I'm not sure San Mahoney is going to get away with using that second boost, though.
Yeah, he used that early, so he
used it early.
Yeah. Matt Suter is using another one right
third
here.
One, and Matt Suter with a second boost. So Matt Suter still got one in the tank there. So we'll see if San Mahoney can hold off. So in case you don't know, anybody who watches the URL races knows that San Mahoney is the son of Matsuda.
Oh, man. I did not know that. Wow. Yeah. So this is a father and son race right here.
Father, son in 1 and 2 right now. And they race as a team in the URL, and they're the Mahoney MV Motorsports team. These guys know what they're doing, so it doesn't surprise me to see the two of them up in the front. Phalos still maintaining that third place spot. Ram 2024 still in fourth. Pretty tight there.
Yeah, third and fourth are close.
Wanderer 1976 in there. Metaspook kind of pulling up the back. still can be anybody's race. We're still on lap number 1. There's been quite a few boosts used. Phalos and Ram 2024
Really
are
duking it out there.
really duking it out. Ram is able to get around Phalos to take 3rd place. And Matt Suter and Sam Mahoney still holding that 1-2 spot. Sam Mahoney's got a little bit of a lead over Matsuda, but we'll see if he's able to maintain that. Right now, for me, the real battle is 3rd and 4th.
Yeah.
Although 5th and 6th are starting to catch up now, so we could start seeing something pretty spectacular here going into lap number 2.
Yeah, just a reminder for everybody, first place gets 30 points, second and third, 25 and 20, fourth and fifth, 18, 15, and then sixth place gets 12 points towards the championship leaderboard. So any finish here is going to be, you know, position is everything. Couple points could decide whether you make it into the finals or not.
All right, going into lap 2, looks like Matsuda has made up some ground on San Mahoney. Ram and Phalos still going back and forth.
Oh
no, Ram with a bad spin out there.
Phalos able to capitalize and take that 3rd place. Man, you really, it's you know, you spin out and it really slows you down for.
Oh yeah,
it's a big hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it really is. And the worst spin out that you can get is a spin out in the wrong lane. So if you are not in the fast lane, if you're in the slow lane and you get stuck in a spin out on the corner, you literally just come to a dead stop. There's nothing you can do. But just like that.
Oh, there's another one right there.
Just like that. Came to a dead stop. Went from 3rd to last place just like that. And it's very easily done. So
yeah,
being able to maintain up into 3rd place now, getting a nice gap between 3rd and 4th.
Matsudar again out ahead, keeping the lead here. Can he maintain it coming through lap number 2 and finishing off with lap number 3? What's interesting, those spin outs is kind of a tricky situation because you've got to be extra aggressive when you're behind, but if you're too aggressive, you make a mistake, you spin out, and you just hurt yourself further. So
Matsuda being able to take over San Mahoney in this lap, and not only take over, but create quite a little gap there between 1st and 2nd. So father overtaking son, experience pays off here, I would assume.
The son has yet not surpassed the father.
No. And I can also tell you that Matsuda is not only a professional URL racer and professional racer here on Upland, but he also used to race in real life. So
did he really?
Yes,
fascinating.
Yeah, so very cool. The things you get to hear when you're in this community, and the people that you get to meet, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, that is awesome. So we're coming up here on the end of lap 2, 1 lap left to determine the points for the championship circuit. We've seen, you know, some exciting races here. This race, oh my goodness, was that a mistake? Matsudar with a mistake, a spin out there. San Mahoney taking the lead, capitalizing on that mistake.
What a move. And that's all it takes. It takes one mistake, and you can lose your spot. San Mahoney now taking back over 1st place. Going into the 3rd and final lap here, it's San Mahoney in number 1 spot, Matsuda in number 2, Phalos in 3, Metaspook has made his way up to 4th place, Ram 2024 in 5th, Wander 1976 in 6th. Now Ram takes over 4th place from Metaspook. See if he's able to maintain that one. San Mahoney still holding off Pops with the nice little gap there.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's that first 3. There's still, you know, one mistake could lose your spot here for the top 3, maybe even the top 4 there. There's really not too much distance between them.
Yeah, they're all staying in there pretty well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who has boosts left, who we've seen boosts from, who has used up all their
Yeah.
boost.
I would venture to say that at least the top three don't have any boosts left.
Yeah.
That would be my estimation. But
And
it's
Ram
hard to say.
2024 has done some impressive racing here to get back to that fourth spot. He at one point had fell to the back and
All the
has
way to
worked his
sixth
way.
place. Yep.
Yeah, has worked his way back up here.
And Wanderer making a boost, trying to catch up with the crowd.
Phalos in third is in reaching distance of second here. Matsudar has some clean driving right behind San Mahoney as well. So 1, 2, and 3 really are in catching distance of each other. If any one of them makes a mistake here, we could see some position changes handling these turns. The second half of the track for the third and final race, or third and final lap rather.
And it does look like San Mahoney may be able to hold off here.
He might.
I don't think either one of these guys have a boost left. So unless San Mahoney makes a big mistake going in here between turns 25 and 28, there is still one potential spot, I think, for a takeover. I don't think he's too far behind there.
It looks like closing distance here a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, still closing. Oh, let's see. Oh my goodness, this is close.
This is close.
Can he overtake him? Looks like.
No. They're going to try to block each other out. Neither one of them have a boost, so this is probably how we're going to finish up. 1 and 2, San Mahoney and Matsuda.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he held on. San Mahoney to the end. Congratulations.
What a race. San Mahoney holding up dead to capture the win in the Blossom Season Finals. San Mahoney, Matsuda in second. Ram 2024 in third. What a spectacular race. Congratulations to our winners. For sure. Well done.
Well done.
Well deserved.
Yeah, congratulations. We will get all the points compiled. We'll update the championship series leaderboard, and we'll make announcement early next week on what we can expect from there on the updated leaderboard. Congratulations to everybody who participated today. Congratulations to everybody who's walking away with some points. And what a race. What an event. What a series. Mass Chef. Fantastic. Another great racing day.
Absolutely fantastic. Loved it. I'm a little sad that I didn't make the finals, but that's okay. I'll be around for Sizzle season, no question about it. I still may earn enough points to make it into the Genesis Week finals, so I'm pretty happy about that. I think we'll see what happens after the points shake out from today's races, but all in all, great racing, everyone. Congratulations to all the finalists and all the winners. Just spectacular.
Yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. Our next championship race is the championship race, the beta of the championship circuit finals, live at Genesis Week. Mass Chef Dak, they'll be hosting it, so don't miss out and get ready. Get ready to end on another fantastic season. Thank you, Mass Chef, for having me. I appreciate it.
X1, thank you. I appreciate you joining me here for the finals once again. We'll look forward to seeing you at Genesis Week for the Genesis finals and can't wait. And until then, we will see you on the track.
Thanks, everyone.